Is your manifestation not coming as fast as you want? Maybe you even think that it's stuck, or that it stops, or that there's something going wrong. Well, today's video is for you. Today I'm going to talk about 3 things you can do when you feel like your manifestations aren't working. So if you need to find out what those are, then be sure to keep watching. What's up, people? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen. I am a spiritual life and business coach, and I'd love to welcome you to my beautiful little YouTube community. This is where I create 2 new videos for you each and every single week, all about combining the arts of manifestation and mindset so that you can use these 2 powerful tools together in the best way possible to create your dream life. That's because I believe manifestation isn't a matter of just thinking about what you want and hoping it's going to happen. It's more a matter of you going in and rearranging your brain so that you can actually feel worthy of your desires. I'm super passionate about sharing this message with the world. So if you know somebody that would enjoy this channel, then go ahead and pass this along to them. And if you want to hang out here with me and make sure that you never miss a video, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're interested in working with me as a one-on-one coach, I have spots available, so I'll leave a link in the description box below. Today's video is all about figuring out what's going wrong if your manifestations aren't working. So maybe you put it out there into the universe already, and maybe you're sitting around wondering, when is it going to show up? I've done the work, I'm doing the affirmations, I'm doing the mindset work, and my manifestation isn't here yet. This is such a common thing, and I know because I get messages about it all the time. So I wanted to do a video today so we could kind of slow down and take it easy and really figure out what's happening if you're in that stage where you have set a manifestation intention, but it's not quite here yet. So the first thing that I want to put out there before we even get into this video is that this is actually just a normal part of the process. So please don't immediately start thinking that there's something wrong, or that you're doing things wrong, or that it's not working, okay? You have just decided on what you wanted, and you have just put it out there into the universe. So, you need to leave a little bit of time for reality to catch up with what you want. So if you're stuck in this stage, the first thing I just want to say, and actually I'll make that into the first tip, is that you really just need to be patient, right? It takes time, it takes effort. So if you are going in one direction with one kind of energy and you manage to turn everything around and start to do things differently, start to manage your mindset, start to use the tools that I give you every week to really go in and start to reprogram up here so that it matches what you want, it's still going to take time, okay? This is all energy. We are an energetic being, and our thoughts, our words, our feelings, and our actions are all part of our energetic field. So you have to think about it this way. You were doing something for a very long time in a certain way, which created the results that you have in your life right now. And now you are looking to change that. But it's not a matter of just making an intention and thinking about it one afternoon. You have to really, think about what that energy is and give the universe time to catch up with what you're putting out there. So if you're trying to rush the experience, if you're thinking that something has gone wrong, really that's just a call for you to come back in and to start to trust the process and to start to trust what is happening. Because if you're really doing this work, if you're really showing up for yourself, if you are really going in, doing the mindset work, taking action in your daily life, then the things that you want are going to come to you. But you have to leave time for that to happen. And I know everyone wants to know when it's going to happen. When is it going to get here? I've been so patient. I've done the work. It should just be here by now. And that means you're already slipping into judgment, and you are judging how long this should take. You are kind of forcing the universe to hurry up, and you just really aren't trusting the process. So I guess that's a 2-parter. So this first tip that I'm giving you is all about just being patient and just trusting that it's going to keep working. So that doesn't mean to be patient and to forget to do the mindset work. That means to still show up and to still do the mindset work and to still retrain your brain to think the way you want it to still retrain you to speak about yourself in the way that you need to still take the actions that are going to push you forward to your goal, to keep doing all of that stuff, but trusting that it's going to work, right? So you don't want to give up on the stuff that you're doing because you think it's not working. You need to have patience, you need to keep doing the work, and you need to trust that it's working. And in fact, the bigger belief that you have that it's working, if every time you're doing your journaling in the morning or every time you're taking a new action to put yourself closer to your goals, you are thinking to yourself, this is how I'm doing it, this is how I'm making this happen, you're going to start to reinforce the belief that that manifestation process is working. Okay, so that was a very long tip number 1, and now I want to give you tip number 2. So one of the questions I get sometimes is, I'm waiting for my $10,000 to appear in my bank account, and I've been waiting for this for so long. And so when I hear a question like this, I mean, of course, when somebody sends me a question, they're just sending me this little tiny bit of information, and there's so much more to it, right? Like, I don't know what you're doing, what mindset work you're doing, what actions you're taking, what money portals you've opened. I don't know any of that stuff. But when someone comes to me with a question like this, like, why isn't my money here yet? Why isn't my future husband here yet? The thing that I first encourage people to do is to actually maybe change their intention and to chunk it down. So I've talked about this so many times on this channel before, but it is really difficult for us to go out there and manifest these big, huge things for ourselves, especially if we've never practiced manifesting before. Most of the time, people fall into this, I'm just gonna manifest once and then that'll be it. So they think, I'm gonna manifest $1 million or $10 million, or I'm gonna manifest a relationship with my future fiance or whatever. These things are huge things to call in. That doesn't mean that you can't do it, but in the case of money specifically, I always recommend that you chunk things down. So what would be an amount of money that you could manifest this month? So maybe an extra $1,000 to start, right? What would that feel like? Play with that number, see how you can make that manifest. And then next month go for 2,000, and then the next month go for 3, and whatever you need to do. But the point is that over time, you are going to build your trust. You are going to learn how to open money portals. You are going to lean more into your manifestation practice and get better and better at it. But it is going to be basically impossible for you to manifest $1 million, winning the lottery, meeting that future person in one swift manifesting move. So if you want to meet somebody to settle down with, why don't you manifest going on a date with somebody really cool? Why don't you manifest, figuring out a new way to make money? Why don't you manifest these other things instead of going for this big, crazy, huge goal? So I know people get excited. I know everyone wants the big, shiny object, but if that's what you're going after and it's not coming through, I don't want you to get frustrated. I don't want you to burn out. I want you to come back to your power and work on manifesting something that is way more tangible. So what would be actually realistic for happening in your world in the next 2 to 6 months as opposed to 5 years down the road, right? That's what we want to think about. We want to think about something, we're speeding up the timeline a little bit, something that is exciting and juicy, but not out of reach. And for most people, some of these big manifestations are very much out of reach. We don't know how to get on the level as them because we've never been there before. We put a bunch of crazy expectations around them, which makes it more and more difficult for us to manifest. So really, please, if you're trying to manifest something huge, I would stop it right there and I would start all over again. I would chunk it down into something smaller and more manageable. I know that people don't want to hear that answer, but that is honestly the best thing to do. Okay, so the third and final point that I wanted to bring up today on what you can do if your manifestation isn't coming through, I want you to get really honest with yourself about the mindset work and the energy work and the actions that you are taking to create your manifestation. So as I said already in this video, manifesting is about changing your energy, but your energy is more than just thinking good thoughts. It's more than just thinking about what you want and visualizing it every day. So you need to do the work of going in and clearing your limiting beliefs and your blocks. You need to figure out new behavioral patterns for yourself. You need to do this over and over and over again so that you eventually become the person who has the thing that you want. So, need you to be honest with yourself. Are you doing this work? Are you going inwards and changing anything on the inside? Like I already said in this video, the way that we have already thought and the way that we have already lived has created the results we have right now. Since you are asking for something bigger and better, you also need to go in and figure out how to get bigger and better in here, right? It happens in here first before it happens in the outside world. So if you set a manifestation intention that I want this to happen, and you don't do anything inside to change it. You don't take any new actions. You don't speak about it in a new way. You don't do any limiting belief release work. You don't do working with a coach or anything like that. Then you are really just creating the same thing over and over and over again. If you are serious about creating new results, you have to get serious about creating something new inside of you and looking at your energy in a 360-degree way. Again, the way I teach manifesting is different than most people because manifesting teachers usually just talk about thinking good thoughts and staying in the vibration. But your vibration is more than your thoughts, right? It's about your beliefs, especially about yourself. It's about your beliefs about what's possible in the world. It is about the way you show up in the world, the actions you take, what you are putting out into the universe. So again, I need you to be really honest with yourself. Are you doing anything differently? What is your action plan to make your manifestation happen? Because if you're not taking any new action, if you just decided on what you wanted and you didn't do anything else, I can guarantee you that nothing is going to happen. You need to show up for yourself. And again, it all starts on the inside, which is the coolest thing, right? You don't have to wait for something to come along, but you do need to take action in here. Figure out what needs to shift inside of you and start making that shift. And then that is how you create it. So finally, I want to come back to the first point that I made today. Being patient is so important. I know that you want to do something and to have it happen like that, but life doesn't work like that. And sometimes, we need to do a little more work than we planned on in order to make something happen. But please don't give up on yourself. Please keep going and please keep doing the work, okay? Again, like I said, you need to do the work, you need to shift the inside, but you also need to show up for yourself. You need to keep believing, you need to keep, becoming this person that you really want to be. You need to follow up your intention with the action. And as long as that is all going together in alignment towards what you want, then the thing that you want is going to show up for you. But this equation is entirely about you. It is not about sitting around and waiting for something to happen. So if you're feeling helpless, if you're feeling like something's going wrong, I would really just take that as a sign to really take a moment for yourself, to do some journaling work, to do some self-auditing, and to make yourself another action plan. If your current manifestation action plan isn't working out, start all over. Start creating a solid plan for you to move forward. Figure out what new thoughts you need to have. Figure out what new beliefs you need to have. Figure out how you need to speak and figure out what you need to do. And once you take all of that into account, like I said, that is when it's going to happen for you. So I really hope that you take this message today to heart. Like I said at the beginning of this video, my intention is to share this amazing transformative work with 1 million people around the world. So I would really love your help in sharing this message. And if you know someone that could use this message, then go ahead, like I said, and pass this along to them. That would be an amazing help to me. I really hope that you use these tips today to troubleshoot through your manifesting and get back into your power. And remember, like I said, you do not have to wait for anything or anybody. This game is all about you, which is so empowering. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this today, give it a like. If you want to watch more, go ahead and click the latest right here. And other than that, I'll be back in the next one. So until then, I'm wishing you an amazing week of manifestation luck. And as always, just remember, get ready for the miracle. See you guys.